BBC Science Focus magazine. Get 3 issues for £5 when you subscribe to BBC Science Focus magazine. Future technology, 22 ideas about to change our world. The future is coming, and sooner than you think. These emerging technologies will change the way we live, how we look after our bodies, and help us avert a climate disaster. 2 weeks ago. Share on Facebook. Share on Twitter. Share on WhatsApp. Share on Reddit. Email to a friend. The future always feels like it's running late. Human imagination works harder than human enterprise, but at any given moment, scientists and engineers are redesigning future technology and the world around us in big and small ways. We don't realize it because we've lived through it, but the rate of progress over the last half-century has been abnormal, staggering in fields as broad as computing, medicine, communications, and materials science. Advertisement. Still, nobody has a personal jetpack that runs on perpetual energy, so the work must continue. We've put our futurologists' far-seeing goggles on and put together a list of some of the most exciting future technology that will change our world. From bionic human beings to technology that could fix the climate crisis, these are some of the biggest of big ideas. Lab-made dairy products. Advertisement. You've heard of cultured meat and Wagyu steaks grown cell by cell in a laboratory, but what about other animal-based foodstuffs? A growing number of biotech companies around the world are investigating lab-made dairy, including milk, ice cream, cheese, and eggs. And more than one think they've cracked it. The dairy industry is not environmentally friendly, not even close. It's responsible for 4% of the world's carbon emissions, more than air travel and shipping combined, and demand is growing for a greener splash to pour into our teacups and cereal bowls. Compared with meat, milk isn't actually that difficult to create in a lab. Rather than grow it from stem cells, most researchers attempt to produce it in a process of fermentation, looking to produce the milk proteins whey and casein. Some products are already at market in the US, from companies such as Perfect Day, with ongoing work focused on reproducing the mouthfeel and nutritional benefits of regular cow's milk. Beyond that, researchers are working on lab-produced mozzarella that melts perfectly on top of a pizza, as well as other cheeses and ice cream. Digital twins that track your health. The QBio dashboard where users can track their health. Copyright QBio. In Star Trek, where many of our ideas of future technology germinated, human beings can walk into the med bay and have their entire body digitally scanned for signs of illness and injury. Doing that in real life would, say the makers of QBio, improve health outcomes and alleviate the load on doctors at the same time. The US company has built a scanner that will measure hundreds of biomarkers in around an hour, from hormone levels to the fat building up in your liver to the markers of inflammation or any number of cancers. It intends to use this data to produce a 3D digital avatar of a patient's body, known as a digital twin, that can be tracked over time and updated with each new scan. QBio CEO Jeff Katz hopes it will lead to a new era of preventative, personalized medicine in which the vast amounts of data collected not only help doctors prioritize which patients need to be seen most urgently, but also to develop more sophisticated ways of diagnosing illness. Read an interview with him here. Green funerals. Sustainable living is becoming a priority for individuals squaring up to the realities of the climate crisis, but what about eco-friendly dying? Death tends to be a carbon-heavy process, one last stamp of our ecological footprint. The average cremation reportedly releases 400 kilograms of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, for example. So what's a greener way to go? In Washington state in the US, you could be composted instead. Bodies are laid in chambers with bark, soil, straw and other compounds that promote natural decomposition. Within 30 days, your body is reduced to soil that can be returned to a garden or woodland. Recompose, the company behind the process, claims it uses an eighth of the carbon dioxide of a cremation. An alternative technology uses fungi. In 2019, the late actor Luke Perry was buried in a bespoke, mushroom suit designed by a startup called Keo. The company claims its suit, made with mushrooms and other microorganisms that aid decomposition and neutralize toxins that are realized when a body usually decays. Most alternative ways of disposing of our bodies after death are not based on new technology. They're just waiting for societal acceptance to catch up. Another example is alkaline hydrolysis, which involves breaking the body down into its chemical components over a 6-hour process in a pressurized chamber. It's legal in a number of U.S. states and uses fewer emissions compared with more traditional methods. Artificial eyes. Bionic eyes have been a mainstay of science fiction for decades, but now real-world research is beginning to catch up with far-sighted storytellers. A raft of technologies is coming to market that restore sight to people with different kinds of vision impairment. In January 2021, Israeli surgeons implanted the world's first artificial cornea into a bilaterally blind, 78-year-old man. When his bandages were removed, the patient could read and recognize family members immediately. The implant also fuses naturally to human tissue without the recipient's body rejecting it. Likewise, in 2020, Belgian scientists developed an artificial iris fitted to smart contact lenses that correct a number of vision disorders. And scientists are even working on wireless brain implants that bypass the eyes altogether. Researchers at Monash University in Australia are working on trials for a system whereby users wear a pair of glasses fitted with a camera. This sends data directly to the implant, which sits on the surface of the brain and gives the user a rudimentary sense of sight. Airports for drones and flying taxis.